Before we get into the list, here is something that sets Lily apart from every other monster in this franchise. Every major experiment you fought across 5 chapters, Huggy Wuggy, Mommy Longlegs, Catnap, all of them were created by Playtime co-scientists. Lily Lovebraids was not. The prototype made her. That's the first thing most people either missed or didn't fully sit with. She's not a product of the company. She's a product of the thing the company lost control of. And that changes how you read basically everything else about her. Her name wasn't Lily. The original concept name for this character was Mini Megabraids, which is, honestly, a very different energy. It sounds like a toy from a Walmart clearance bin, not a doll that hums lullabies while hunting you through a dark dollhouse. The name change matters because Lily Lovebraids lands in a specific register: gentle, floral, slightly old-fashioned. It's the kind of name you'd find on a toy your grandmother might have kept. Mini Megabraids is a character designed to sell. Lily Lovebraids is a character designed to unsettle. That shift in naming tells you something about how Mob Entertainment's vision for her evolved during development. And speaking of what got left behind in development, there's another detail about Lily's origins that most players walked right past without noticing. Her body was designed 2 days before the Hour of Joy. The design for Experiment 1468 was finalized on August 6, 1995. The Lily Lovebraids body existed as a completed blueprint with controlled, prehensile hair as its main feature. There was just one problem. They hadn't selected a candidate yet. They had the shell. They didn't have the person to put inside it. 2 days later, on August 8th, the Hour of Joy happened. The toys turned on the staff. The experiment that Playtime Company had planned never got to happen the way they intended, which means Lily Lovebraids, as we know her, was not Playtime Co.'s creation at all. The prototype took an unoccupied design and decided who would fill it. That's not a small detail. That's the entire reason she exists. And the person he chose to fill it? That's where things get genuinely disturbing. But we'll get to that. First, something about her design that the game hides in plain sight. She's the only antagonist whose cutouts don't have static. Every major antagonist in Poppy Playtime has cardboard cutouts spread through their section of the factory. They all have one thing in common. When you interact with them, they play static. That's the game's shorthand for danger, for something wrong underneath the surface. Lily has 5 cutouts, more than any other character in the entire franchise, and none of them have static. Her cutouts just talk to you, calmly, pleasantly, as if everything is fine.
Isn't hair so amazing?
5 is also a record. No other character in Poppy Playtime has that many cutouts. Most fans assume this is just environmental dressing, but the absence of static is a deliberate design choice. Every other monster's presence feels corrupted. Lily's feels domestic. The game is telling you something about how she sees herself, which connects directly to the most disturbing layer of her lore. Keep that in mind. The door to her world quotes Dante's Inferno. The phrase written above the entrance to Sweet Street, Lily's domain inside the factory, reads, "Abandon all hope, ye who smile here." That's a direct rewrite of the inscription above the gates of hell in Dante's Divine Comedy, which originally reads, "Abandon all hope, ye who enter here." Mob Entertainment swapped one word, enter becomes smile, which, given Lily's character, is a very specific choice. She is obsessed with performing happiness. She organizes tea parties, she hums lullabies, she calls you by pet names. The threat isn't entering her space. The threat is smiling for her, doing what she wants, playing along. It's also worth noting that this connection to Dante frames Sweet Street as its own kind of hell, and Lily as a figure trapped inside it by someone else's judgment, which, when you know who she used to be, carries a weight that the game clearly intends. She hummed Poppy's lullaby before Chapter 5 existed. In the Poppy Playtime Yule log, a short video Mob Entertainment released before Chapter 5 came out, there's a distant voice humming what sounds like Poppy's lullaby. At the time, most people assumed it was Poppy herself. It's her lullaby, after all. But when Chapter 5 released and Lily was introduced, players noticed something. Lily hums Poppy's lullaby in-game, the same melody, which either means the Yule log was planting an early clue about Lily's connection to Poppy's world, or it means Lily has been absorbing things from the factory around her for years, including its most recognizable sound. Neither explanation is particularly comforting. And that connection to music is interesting because Lily is the first major antagonist in the franchise with no jingle, no commercial, no promotional audio tied to her toy. Every previous boss had something. Lily has nothing, just the lullaby she borrowed from someone else. She glows in the dark. Lily is the first experiment in the entire franchise with phosphorescence. Her eyes and teeth glow in the dark. This isn't just a gameplay mechanic for the red light, green light section. It's part of her physical design as a bigger body. The fact that it's built into her body rather than being a costume or an accessory suggests it was intentional in her construction. The prototype had a specific vision for what Experiment 1468 should be capable of, and making her visible in darkness while also making her a creature who hunts in darkness is a design choice that seems deliberate. You can always see her coming. You just can't always stop her. But the most unsettling detail about Lily's physical design isn't the glowing. It's what her braids do right before they kill you. Her jump scare forms a heart. During Lily's jump scare, the moment right before the killing blow, her two smaller braids wrap around the player's neck and form a heart shape. It's framed around her face. A heart in a jump scare. That's not accidental. Mob Entertainment made a specific animation decision to have her most violent moment look affectionate. It fits perfectly with everything else about how she's designed. She isn't aggressive in the way Huggy is aggressive or predatory, the way Mommy Longlegs is predatory. She's possessive. She wants you to stay. The heart shape in the kill animation is the clearest visual statement the game makes about who Lily is. And things get even stranger when you look at the other entity she carries with her everywhere she goes. Candy is her dark side. Lily is almost never seen without a broken candy cat head that she carries around and holds conversations with. She's named it Candy. What the game is doing here is showing you her fractured psychology in the most visible way possible. Lily herself represents the gentle, domestic, tea party hosting side of her personality. Candy, the broken doll head, is the voice she uses when she wants to say something cruel or threatening. She's a ventriloquist, using a dead toy as the puppet for her own aggression. This is a direct symptom of what happened to her during conditioning. After 122 days of psychological breaking, her identity didn't simply disappear. It shattered. Two fragments survived, the version of herself that wants to be loved and the version that still remembers how to be dangerous. The candy cat is how she keeps those two things from fully collapsing into each other. And that brings us to the most disturbing object in her entire section of the factory. She keeps her own skeleton in her bed. Inside Lily's bedroom in the dollhouse, there is a heart-shaped bed. Inside that bed is a skeleton with an ID tag. It's Gracie Green's remains, the body she used to inhabit before she was transferred into the Lily Lovebraids form. The prototype had her original body moved to her room. It's unclear whether this was done as further punishment, as a way to remind her of what she lost, or simply because he had nowhere else to put it. But Lily keeps it. She tucks it in. She tends to it. There's a theory circulating in the community that Lily's preservation of her own remains is an unconscious act of self-recognition. That somewhere underneath the conditioning, a fragment of Gracie still knows whose body that is. She can't articulate it. She doesn't have the memory intact to process it, but she doesn't throw it away either. Whether that reads as tragedy or horror probably depends on how much you knew about who Gracie Green was before she became Lily. She was broken by watching herself. Gracie Green's job at Playtime Co. was to run the conditioning program for the Bigger Bodies initiative. She appeared in brainwashing videos shown to orphaned children who had been turned into experiments, repeating phrases like, "be a good toy," and "this is who you are now," until the child's original identity eroded. If a toy refused to comply, she ordered them sent to the bad toy box, which was a grinder. She did this to Huggy Wuggy. She did it to the smiling critters. She did it systematically to every experiment that passed through that program for years. During the hour of joy, the toys who found her were Kickin' Chicken, Hoppy Hopscotch, and Baba Chops. 3 smiling critters, the same characters she had conditioned. The prototype decided death was too easy a punishment, so she was given the experiment body that had been waiting for a candidate since August 6th, and then she was put in a room and made to watch her own videos, the same recordings she had used on hundreds of children. For 122 days, she watched herself telling someone else to forget who they were until she forgot too. 122 days is documented as the longest any subject resisted the conditioning process. Every child the program processed broke faster. Gracie lasted longer than all of them, which might be the most quietly devastating thing in the entire lore. The person who built the machine to destroy identity turned out to be the hardest one to break. And when she finally did break, what was left was Lily, a doll who hums lullabies, hosts tea parties, and keeps her own skeleton in a heart-shaped bed, with no memory of why any toy in the factory refuses to look at her, and no idea what she did to earn it. Lily Lovebraids is a character built almost entirely out of irony, a brainwasher who got brainwashed, a torturer who got tortured, a person who erased identities and lost her own in the process. The tea parties and the hum and the heart in the jump scare all make more sense when you know where she came from. Whether the community theory about her hair surviving into Chapter 6 turns out to be true is something we won't know for a while. But one thing is certain. Mob Entertainment built her with a level of lore detail that most players only scratch the surface of on a first playthrough. And the deeper you go, the less she feels like a monster, and the more she feels like a consequence.